Welcome to another WebHarvy release update, and the new version number is 5.5. The build number is 168. Now let's see what are the major and minor changes in this update. So the first is we have added an option to set a custom user agent string in WebHarvy browser settings. Now a user agent string is a string which identifies the type of browser and also the platform to the remote web server. So the remote web server will know whether the browser you are using is a Chrome or Edge or Apple Safari, etc. So by providing a specific user agent string, you can make your WebHarvy configuration and mining browsers appear like Chrome, Edge, or Safari. So you can find the user agent strings for various browsers online, and here you can see the user agent strings used by Firefox, the Mozilla Firefox browser, and these are for various versions of the Firefox browser. You can use this website useragentstring.com to find other user agent strings. Now how this helps is that this helps when you feel that you are not getting data or the website is blocking you based on the default user agent string which WebHarvy uses. So you can try and change the user agent string and then restart WebHarvy, and you can actually check this within WebHarvy itself. So if you go to settings and the browser tab, and you can enable user agent string here, and we have a list of user agent strings, so let's use the one for Firefox. So I can copy that and paste it here and apply. Now if I go and restart WebHarvy and search what is my user agent string, you can see that the one which we just provided is being reported by Google. So this is how you can change the user agent string. And let's go to the next feature, which is a better form submission and initial navigation. So let's try to follow an example in this case. So suppose I load this website and I need to perform a search here as part of the configuration. So in the previous versions, you start the configuration and then you had to disable pattern detection before inputting values to each of these fields, and then you click the continue button to load the results page, and then you enable patterns back again and select the data which you need. But with the current version of WebHarvy, we need not adjust the pattern detection option manually before and after performing initial navigation. WebHarvy will handle this automatically. We still have this option for greater control though. So in most normal cases, you can just start the configuration and start inputting text. Like for example, I can provide the zip code here and also select this option and then perform search by clicking it. And once the resulting page is loaded, now this brings us to the second option which we have, or the third feature which we have added, which is the option to open frames and select data as part of the configuration. So earlier, so I'm clipping to a second feature while trying to explain this the previous one. So earlier, if the data occurred within a frame, you had to independently load the frame URL within WebHarvy. So WebHarvy was unable to handle data within frames on its own. You had to find the frame URL and load it independently. But with this version, if the data occurs within a frame, you can just click on it and the resultant capture window will have this option called open frame. And if you click on it, WebHarvy will automatically open the frame content, and then you can go on and select the data which you need to extract. So right now you can see that the pattern handling is handled automatically within by WebHarvy. So the number of interactions which you need to do while configuring the software is now lesser. So let's go to the next feature, and that is browser search. Now, so while you are inside the configuration window, you can hit Ctrl F to bring up the search window where you can perform a textual search on the loaded page. And we have also added a feature to capture the full page HTML in a single double click. So let's follow another example for this. If I load a page, and suppose I need to capture the entire HTML behind this page so as to select a specific content from within it, like a metadata. So earlier during configuration, I had to click anywhere on the page and apply the capture more content option multiple times till the entire page content is selected, and then I had to click on the capture HTML button. But now with this version, if you double click on the capture HTML button, it will load the entire page HTML within the capture preview. You can straight away capture HTML, or you can apply a regex string to select a specific portion of this HTML text. So this is pretty useful if you are trying to parse the entire page HTML to find a relevant content. And then we have also added an option within the settings window to reset the settings to default. So you don't have to remember what the default settings were. So this option is available all through the pages, and if you click on it, you can reset the values to the default ones. And in scheduler, a number of lower task repetition frequencies have been added. So if I go to Tools, Scheduler, and if I try to add a new scheduled task, you can see that under repeat frequency, you have 5, 10, 15, and 30 minutes. So a lot more faster repetition intervals have been provided. And as before, you can click on the task which you have scheduled and click on this button, which will let you edit the task in Windows Task Scheduler interface. Now this gives you much more flexibility on how the task is started and how often it is repeated. So you can use this option if you want to have much finer control over how your tasks need to be repeated. And then we have a lot of minor changes and bug fixes which we have done in this release, for which you can refer the release history notes in our blog. And we think you find this video useful. If you have any questions, feel free to contact our support, whose link will be in the video description below. Thank you.